Is it live? Is it live? Yes, indeed, it is live. It's Liquidate All Assets. Dan Dibley, Dibs, Daryl, the Guru Johnson, Guru. It's your two favorites, well, tied with Steiny.
Yeah.
And it's episode 15, Liquidate All Assets.
I got excited for this one. My favorite Golden State Warrior was number 15, Mr. Latrell Sprewell Dibs. So let's bring it, baby.
I love it. Episode 15, Latrell Sprewell. Hopefully, we won't choke on this episode of liquid. Maybe it's low hanging fruit. Maybe I should have stayed away, but it is Liquidate All Assets. We appreciate everyone watching live on YouTube and also Instagram and the Facebook page at 957 The Game. Subscribe to the YouTube if you can. That way you won't miss any of the great content. I know Morning Roast is going live on the tube each and every day. You can find Guru and myself, Steiny, Guru, and Dibs, 10 to 2, Monday through Friday. And this, a little bit different, Liquidate All Assets, Goo. And can I hit you with a cliche? Are you ready for some football?
Yes, I am, sir. Hash Browns, Jimmy Dean on deck.
I love it. We got some week one preseason football locks to give out. We'll take a look at the Super Bowl odds. Of course, the NFL MVP odds. We've always got baseball picks for you as we're down to the final 50 games or so, depending on what team. And it's getting serious, and we'll take a look, of course, at the Wyndham Championship and give you some PGA Tour locks as well. Liquidate All Assets, brought to you by BetQL. Looking for sports betting content all day long? The BetQL network is now available nationwide on the Odyssey mobile app and website. Over 10,000 homes, auto-connected devices, and at BetQLnetwork.com. This is wagertainment for every fan, morning, afternoon, and night. Betting angles throughout the day, insights from local and national experts, entertaining content to keep both casual and hardcore bettors engaged. Get sports betting tips from the best in the game. BetQL Network, streaming now on Odyssey. Goo, how excited are you for preseason football getting underway this weekend?
I've never been this excited because Buffalo Springfield, something's happening in Santa Clara. And I believe if Trey Lance, young Trey Lance, gets out the gate like a Ferrari that I think he will, Dibs,
I think we may have lost Goo temporarily here as I try to make sure that Goo, you still with me? Are you good?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, okay. I got you back. We lost you for a little bit, and I do want to welcome Andrew, Mo, Robert, Camus, James, John, all the great folks following us on our StreamYard link. And you mentioned Trey Lance, Goo, and about to seize the day. Carpe diem. Shout out Robin Williams, died 7 years ago today, by the way, as we talk about one of the great comedic actors of our time. But what do you think about Trey Lance and how much will he play in this Saturday's game?
I think he's going to be featured. I don't think we see Jimmy Garoppolo. I think this is about an opportunity, a stage for Trey Lance in front of his home crowd to not only show his teammates, the fans, but his coaches that he's more than capable. And one day I believe this, one day I believe that. But what I firmly believe, Dibs, and everybody watching, if he balls out, Trey Lance, I think it's going to get more than a quarter. He may even get a half. I think we're going to be talking Monday about, hey, can number 5, the new number 5, be under center come Detroit for the Niners week 1 in Detroit?
And that would be something to behold. And so you're thinking going into this game is that Trey Lance is going to play and he's going to play a good amount. And would that motivate you to side with the 49ers? The spread is 2.5. The 49ers are home favorites against Kansas City. And I know betting preseason football can be dangerous. It can be a little crazy, but the chicken don't care where it comes from, Goo. So a win's a win. You've been betting Summer League, and we'll get into the Warriors Summer League game in a little bit. But what do you think about the Niners minus 2.5 hosting Kansas City, who won't be playing Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, and there you go. So on one instance, young Trey Lance, to me, is playing for his job. Kansas City, we know what we are when we're, fully ready to go. Mahomes not playing at all. And I go to the coaches. I love the Fat Man and Andy Reid, but I think Kyle Shanahan, they got a lot of battles we don't even know that are going on. And I'm going to put my faith in young Trey Lance and that Niner offense to score early and then I think they bring it home. So I'm comfortable with the Niners -2, Dibs. I mean that.
I love it. It's I think 2.5 is where we have it on the dock, so we'll work with that. But preseason football betting is always kind of a curious thing. Over under 38.5. Goo. What kind of a ball game are you seeing here? You see a lot of these preseason games feels to me like they go under a 38.5.
I like that, and I can see a lot of. We'll see some opportunities and chances downfield for both quarterbacks. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of running, Dibs, and I'm with you. I could see a lot of punts too. And 20-14, that's 34 total points. Forget who wins, but that would get your ticket cashed because that would be under 38. So I see a lot of the running of the football. So I'm going to take that under. I like that.
Yeah, and people are weighing in. Of course, Brandon saying Trey's going to get 3/4 worth of football, which maybe motivates you to play a little bit more heavy on the 49ers. How about this, though, Goo? Because you don't want to play your first team offensive line for that much time. How much do you want to risk Trey Lance behind the twos from an offensive line standpoint?
Well, how much does Trey want to start? And I get where you're going, but at the end of the day, you got to make lemons. If you don't got bad lemons, you got to make lemonade somehow. So let's see those wheels, young fella. So I don't think he has any equity to where the coaching staff is going to protect him. It's about Missouri, the show me state. And son, yeah, you may not be behind the first team's offensive line, but we need you to go make it happen. And Dibs, if somehow he does, and it's not behind the first team O-line, I'm going to tell you I'll be more impressed.
Yeah, impressed, but maybe it's a little bit riskier if you put him out there behind the twos. It'll be interesting to see just how much Trey Lance plays. And again, betting preseason football is really a crapshoot. Yeah, as much as we endorse liquidating all assets, maybe you just liquidate half of your assets on preseason football.
There you go.
Couple coming up tomorrow, Goo. You got the Washington football team giving 2 at New England, and Pittsburgh is getting 1 at Philadelphia. Which one of those games kind of whets your appetite?
You know what? I'm going to go with New England because the quarterback situation there is we saw Cam throwing baseballs, a football like a baseball last season. So let's see. Let's just say Belichick sits him. Then it's our guy that almost was the Niner quarterback, Mac Jones, not Mike, Mac Jones. And I think he can be successful. So I think something that hasn't been discussed this offseason is how close New England is to a quarterback, whether it be Cam Newton or Young Jones. And that's why I'm saying I could see them putting up points. And I like New England to win that exhibition football game.
It's plus 110 on the money line, or you can get the 2 points and it's minus 110. So depending on what kind of a value you want, if you think New England is going to win the game, you're better off getting it on the money line and expecting that if they lose by 1, you would have covered, but in this case you won't. So plus 110 on the money line. One more, Goo, before we pivot to some football futures here. Liquidate All Assets. The Las Vegas Raiders hosting Seattle, and they're favored by 2.5. How motivated will the Raiders be to play hard and play well in front of actual fans in Vegas?
Yeah, I'm thinking of the backup quarterback situation from the Raiders because I don't think we're going to see much of Derek Carr. But I know this, the Raider defense was lethargic. It was awful last year. And I know they had to draft in free agency, but I expect this to be a high-scoring game. So maybe they got to show me that they got things fixed. I don't know how much of the starters we're going to see for the Raiders. Maybe that's a good thing. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of points will be scored. I'm going to go Raiders winning this game, Dibs, because I don't see them winning a lot of regular season games. So I think they get this done. So I'm taking Las Vegas.
And I like that, especially as it pertains to the motivation of trying to win in front of the home fans, something they obviously didn't get to do last year during the pandemic. It's Liquidate All Assets with Guru and Dibs, brought to you by BetQL, BetQL.com. How about some Super Bowl futures, Goo? You've got the props are up, the numbers have been hung, and the Chiefs, your favorite, at plus 450. The 49ers plus 1,400. They're not even the lowest odds in the division. The Rams with lower odds.
That I don't understand that. And I'll say this about the plus 1,400. I would stay away from it because I just don't understand. I don't know how good or great this defense is going to be for the 49ers with Bosa coming back. The quarterback question, we don't know who's going to be under center, but I do like that plus 450 if I'm correct for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm telling you, Patrick Mahomes was humiliated in the Super Bowl, and it wasn't his fault. People don't talk about how decimated, and I mean capital D, decimated, that O-line was. They are on a revenge tour, and I think it can be easy street in the AFC this year for the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid. So that plus 450 is very attractive to me. But what I don't get is the Rams. Can you explain that to me?
Well, maybe it's the Matthew Stafford effect and the thought that McVay finally has a quarterback who can command his complex offense. They've got great weapons, and they have a guy who's probably favored to be the DPOY, as I borrow from Tim Roy, and we're talking about Aaron Donald. So you got Aaron Donald, an upgraded 99 quarterback, and weapons all over the field. I can see why they're 12-1.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I've been a Matt Stafford fan his whole career. I think he gets a lot of shade thrown at him, a lot of comeback wins. A lot of people can say, oh, why are you losing? But at the end of the day, he hasn't had much outside of Megatron, but he's in a perfect situation, Dib. So let's see if he can get it done. And the one thing the Niners have done, they've had the Rams number in the regular season. I wonder if that changed now that, if I'm correct, help me out, Dibs. Marin Catholic's Jared Goff is no longer the quarterback of the Rams. If they can overtake the Niners in their head-to-head battles, I'm looking forward to this season. I really am.
Yeah, that was well played. It is Marin Catholic. Of course, Jared Goff, the second most famous Marin Catholic high school grad behind yours truly, if I may be quite. So, I mean, I got 30 years in the business, and he's working on year 7. So go ahead and get back to me, JG, when you can. And by the way, his dad, Jerry Goff, out of San Rafael High School, an unbelievable athlete in his own right out of San Rafael. The Bulldogs do if you need him.
Right.
Yeah, shout out all the great people on the StreamYard feed, Distortion of Reality, Dante, Reaperwood, Stunner, Deadly Alliance. We got some great handles there.
Dibs, I'm working on my Klay Thompson fro since I got back from Hawaii. Any comments on the do?
The do is incredible. It might be a few weeks away from becoming a don't. I like the waves. I mean, your waves, when they're tight, they're so on point.
Up, Dibs. Yeah,
but you are starting to curl up.
Yeah.
I think I might have to get you a pick so we can see what kind of potential we can get. Because you know me, your boy's got nothing left.
You're looking good, though. You're looking good.
I appreciate it. I had to buy my own clipper because I'm getting, my lady's saying, oh, you need to cut your hair. I'm getting like weekly. I can't afford, even super cuts, $20 a week. That's $1,000 a year. That's a stack right there.
It costs to be the boss, Dibs.
No doubt. It's Liquidate All Assets, Guru and Dibs. One more from the futures bet, Guru, with the Super Bowl winner. Who else in the AFC do you think might come in and surprise Kansas City?
Josh Allen. I know he just got paid. He got his chicken. But I like what Buffalo is doing with McDermott on both sides of the ball. And Josh Allen, the pressure's on you now. You've been a great story. But sorry about that, Dibs. But I think they're ready to go. So Buffalo is the answer to that question. I wanted to say Pittsburgh, but I think Big Ben is long in the tooth. He's lost some weight. But it's the Buffalo Bills. I think that's the AFC Championship. Buffalo,
11-1 on Buffalo. Baltimore 14-1. Cleveland, if you're looking for a wild card, maybe to win the Central and do some damage in January. The Browns 16-1, and then the Titans are 20-1 for your AFC. Kind of mid-shot wagering.
Yeah, and I like the Titans 20-1. You put something safe down, who knows? I know they got Derrick Henry and Julio Jones to go with the other Megatron-type receiver they have. So they got some physical dudes at the wideout position. Defensively, I don't know. But 20-1, Dibs, they play hard. They got a style. And they're going to hit you in the mouth. So I would put something down on Tennessee. Long shot.
Yeah. Maybe a better way to go with the Tennessee bet is the NFL MVP odds, where we know Patrick Mahomes is the favorite, 5-1. Aaron Rodgers is 8-1. Then your guy from Buffalo, Josh Allen, 10-1. If you believe in Buffalo, maybe you then can believe in Josh Allen as an MVP candidate.
You know what? I like that, and I see where you're going. But what if I told you I'm drunk off of Patrick Mahomes and that toe being healthy and the revenge tour of him just toying with the league. Dibs, I could see 50 touchdowns this year for Mahomes. It could be more than that, but I just think, again, that humiliation that I think they took in the Super Bowl, the fact that the frustration set in that they weren't their best selves, I just don't think anybody in the AFC is going to take this award from young Patrick Mahomes. But I get it. If somebody wanted to go with the default and say Josh Allen can get it done, okay, that would take a Mahomes injury. But Patrick is just, I just feel confident in it.
Yeah, I think if I'm looking for a wild card, I'm always looking to beat the chalk. Patrick Mahomes is a great favorite pick, 5-1, okay odds for an MVP. But just thinking about record breaking, there's a guy in Tennessee who, if they gave him the rock, he could rush for 2,500 yards in a 17-game season. Remember that now, 17 games. So if Derrick Henry can put up 2,500 yards in the regular season, he could steal the MVP at 33-1, Goo.
That is awesome. I like it. And I was going to say this, but I can't. I sound like a hater. There's Derrick Henry in the regular season and then Derrick Henry in the playoffs. And I'm not saying he chokes whatsoever, but teams seem to be able to stack that box and take him away. And that's what happened last year in the offs for Tennessee. But we're talking about the Dave Craig, 17 games. I like that. 33-1. Halle Berry, very attractive, dude.
I love it. I'll give you a solid 3 crides for your Halle Berry. Liquidate All Assets, Guru and Dibs coming up. We've got Guru's MLB locks du jour, as the French would say. And I, of course, will have picks for the Wyndham Championship.
There we go.
Golf's final regular season event before the FedEx Cup playoffs start next week. So a lot of motivated golfers this week at the Wyndham, Goo, and we will run down our picks for you there. But college football, Goo, do you like the college football?
I love it. It is all about Bama. Roll Tide to me, but I love college football.
It is all about Bama. They are the favorites right now, 250 plus 250 to win the national championship. What do you think about Bama at plus 250? They lost a lot last year, Goo, even though we say that virtually every year.
Yeah, but their recruiting is just like a factory. They come with the best, the fastest, the biggest athletes damn near at every position. And Nick Saban is there. I just don't understand if I feel like it's almost a lock that if they don't get the national championship, they'll be in the playoffs. How is that at a plus? I think that would be at a minus. So I would jump on that fast, quick, in a hurry.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not exactly the highest price, but you're not going to get a better price as they roll up wins against cupcakes early on. Now, a couple of other interesting ones up on the board. Ohio State, they're always there, plus 550. Clemson is plus 380 right now. Oklahoma, plus 750, a Big 12 team. It seems like they always struggle to get it done and get over the hump. But a really wild card, North Carolina, Goo, excuse me, at plus 4,000.
Wow. I mean, you put something down on that, but they haven't done anything since losing to Stanford in the bowl game years ago with our guy from Chicago, who is now no longer. Well, who am I talking about? What was their quarterback that lost to Stanford in the
Trubisky?
Bowl? Yeah, Trubisky. So, I mean, man, plus 4,000. I'm always all in. Put something small down on that. And then Clemson. How do you replace the number 1 pick in the draft? I don't know. All that is scary to me, Dibs.
Yeah, the one thing about Clemson, though, is they tend to have a fairly favorable schedule. Their conference is not the toughest, and that's where the North Carolina play becomes interesting to me, because if Carolina can be undefeated and then knock off Clemson in the ACC, all of a sudden they have a fast track toward getting to the championship game, and maybe they catch a break and Alabama loses. You never know, but something about plus 4,000 excited me a little bit there. For that long shot.
The Irish had a pretty good season. Is it all the way fall off? Because you haven't mentioned them.
Yeah, let me punch that up, Goo, because I was just about to transition to.
They got close, and wow, I didn't even hear you mention them. Must not be a good thing for the.
Well, I was kind of picking and popping with different teams.
My bad.
No, Notre Dame is plus 5,000, so 50-1.
Yeah. So yeah, they got a shot. Always.
Which Pac-12 team has a better shot? USC at 40-1 or Oregon at 40-1?
I don't know what's up with Oregon here in the last couple of. They've been like Swiss cheese. They used to be a problem. I'm going with USC, the big boys. You know, the helmet. I like it, and we'll see what they do and what type of high-powered offense they have. They seem to always have studs at the running back and wideout position and safety, free safety. So if I had to pick between the two, love Oregon's uniforms, but I'm going with the Trojans.
I love it. Guru and Dibs here. It's Liquidate All Assets, brought to you by BetQL, betql.com. They do such a great job of breaking games down. If you're looking for sports betting content all day long, the BetQL network is available nationwide on the Odyssey mobile app and website. It's in over 10,000 homes, auto-connected devices, and at betqlnetwork.com. It's Guru and Dibs here, Liquidate All Assets, episode 15. Well, Goo, you gave this out on the radio today. I want you to give it now. Summer League, Toronto and the Warriors, 5 o'clock tip from Vegas. The Warriors are getting 3. What do you got?
I got the Warriors on the money line, which is plus 135. And if you watched them, which we have, or kept an eye on them this whole preseason, they've been interesting. They got some other options outside of Kuminga and Moody, who we had on Steiny, Guru, and Dibs today. So I think that's good mojo. So I'm going with the Warriors on the money line. I think they win the game outright, Dibs, but I'm going to try to get a little extra chicken and take the plus 135.
Okay, I got it at plus 140 right now, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's gone up.
It has gone up, and a team they just faced, Orlando, and boy, do they have a couple of great rookies. Their Summer League matchup coming up here at the top of the hour, 3 o'clock against Cleveland. Orlando -4 against Cleveland. What do you think?
I'm going with the Magic. I watched them play. They got some big bodies. Who doesn't? It's Summer League. But they seem like they're running and gunning, almost like Tarkanian, because they're playing at the Thomas and Mack Center. So I'm going to go, just because I like what I've seen from the Magic and their length, Dibs, I'm going with the Magic.
I love it. That's Guru going with Orlando. There's your two-teamer, your Summer League two-teamer. If you're interested in keeping an eye on the goings-on in Vegas, Guru giving you a nice two-teamer there. Coming up here in moments, we'll get Guru's baseball lock of the day. But first, Guru, let's talk National League MVP.
Let's go.
Where we've got some movement. Fernando Tatis has been the favorite, but with the injury, he's now down to -125, so almost even money. Then it's Muncy and Trey Turner, a couple of Dodgers. But I want to ask you about the two Giants up on the board and which one you think is a better long shot play. Both of them are 50-1, Buster Posey or Brandon Crawford. Please explain.
I love both. I just hate the fact that we're in a home run era of baseball and Buster Posey doesn't have 20. I think he has 13.
14.
14, excuse me. I forgot about the one to straight center, but he's batting over 300. In today's world, to me, that's 400. So you look at what he's done for this pitching staff thus far, the timely hitting. I do like Crawford. I know he's had a stint on the DL, on the IL, but at the end of the day, the Giants, to me, are what they were in their heyday. And it was Buster Posey's team, what he's meant behind the plate. Clutch hitting, got on base just last night 5 times. So if you were to ask me whose portfolio was greater, if it came down to Crawford or Posey, and I love what Crawford's doing with the glove as well, but that batting average, that OPS for Buster Posey, almost at 1,000, that's sexy. And I know he doesn't have the power numbers per se, 14. I'm going with Buster, though, Dibs.
I like it, and I'm in semi-agreement with you, but the thing that would cement his case as the real choice to be the MVP would be if he could win the batting title. And right now, the leading hitter in the National League is Michael Brantley hitting .332. Well, Buster Posey's hitting .333, but unfortunately, he isn't qualified. You have to have 3.1 at-bats per every game your team plays. And that, I believe, would mean he would need 338 at-bats right now. Well, he's only got 255. So unless he starts playing a lot more often, he's not going to qualify. And how would that hurt his case to be MVP?
Now, I'm about to fall out of my chair, Dibs. I know they had the Sunday, and Casale's been a great find and a great option to rest Posey. But now you find out when you hear it the way you just put it, how much rest he's actually gotten. So realistically, he can't make the time he's missed up. And maybe he's not in it for the awards. They got the best record in baseball. He'll be on the biggest stage, most likely barring a collapse. And that's what it's about. But as a fan, you get selfish and you want your star players and what they've meant and been to the team to kind of get this hardware. So now that's unrealistic. And I wonder just if we could interview Buster, if now he had it to do over again or even next season, he won't miss as much time as he had because he had all 60 games last year off, Dibs.
Right.
And that kind of bothers me now.
Yeah, it just depends on what kind of productivity you want. The more rest he's gotten, the better he's played. And he's got a chance at 20 home runs. And if he hits 330 with 20 home runs, then they're doing it the right way. It's Liquidate All Assets. We're down to the final 5 minutes. And shout out everyone following us on the StreamYard. And Matty G _4. I don't know what your handle is. I'll try to unblock you, but I've blocked so many people. You crossed me once. That's it, Goo. You don't get a second chance.
Anybody, Dibs. I let him come in even when it hurts. I'm like,
yeah, I don't have time for that, Goo. Okay, I don't have time for it. If you do a certain thing and there's a number of them, then you're just gone. And some people get muted. Others get blocked. So there's
What's
that.
What's funny about the mute real quick is people don't even know they're on it. I don't like that.
Exactly. Half our show, in fact, is muted.
Oh, no.
Kyle's brilliant, but he's currently muted, quite frankly. Goo, let's give out some winners. Major League Baseball, Arizona at the Giants, Merrill Kelly at Kevin Gausman. It's -1.5 on the run line, -135, or the Diamondbacks, +115. What do you think tonight at Oracle?
You know what I think? I got burnt last night. It was looking good, 5-0. Not in Mr. Telephone line, but the run line. That's who I am. It's -135, but it's worth it. I think Gausman had a good start his last outing, but the last 5 or 6 been kind of shaky, Dibs. But I think he shuts down the Snakes, and we damn sure don't see a close game or a comeback like we did last night. The Giants could have easily blown that game. I like Gausman -135 on the run line to take care of this week Arizona Diamondbacks lineup.
I like it, Goo, and I'm going to give you one myself, and we're going to keep it Bay-centric. The A's at Cleveland, Frankie Montas against Cal Quantrill. I'm going to lay the 1.5 with Oakland. It's +100, even money. Bet a hun, get a hun. The A's escaped last night, a little bit of a Houdini last night. I think tonight they take control. Frankie Montas will pitch better than he has. And I'm going to go ahead and lay the 1.5 +100. You got any other baseball games?
Yeah, last one, the Dodgers. I think since the Trey Turner edition, they are about, in Scherzer, they're about to take off at Philly, 1-4-0 left. No, excuse me. They put up a bunch of runs last night, but the run line -132. It's David Price. I was a little scared, but that offense is ready to take off, Dibs. So I'm playing the run line on the Dodgers at Philadelphia, -132. Kyle Gibson, he can't tame that Dodger lineup.
Yeah, that's a good call. And, Seager's back and Bellinger's been doing better. And Max Muncy continues to keep himself in the MVP race.
He hit a ball last night, Dibs, that looked like a guy at the local softball park. It was just, it was crushed.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It's Liquidate All Assets with Guru and Dibs. I'm going to give you some golf picks, Goo. I know this is your favorite time of the show. And let me make sure I can pull up my FanDuel lineup. So I'm going to get you
off, Dibs. The tennis and golf at the end, people got to listen.
Yeah, your boys had a pretty good season. I don't win every time, but the thing about golf is if you bet the favorite, you're getting him at like 12-1 or 14-1. And that's kind of the beauty.
But even your top 10 finishes is where I've been cashing. That's where you've been cleaning up too.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a favorite to win, a mid-price, and a long shot. My favorite, Webb Simpson, +200. And Guru, this tournament, the Wyndham Championship, this is one of those courses that has a ton of trees. You got to be accurate. It helps to be long, but you've got to be accurate. Webb Simpson, one of the most accurate drivers of the golf ball and a true master with the irons as well. So we're going to play the chalk, Webb Simpson to win as our favorite pick.
And that gets started tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, tomorrow morning, very early. We're going +1,200 on Webb Simpson.
because the fun part of this bit is I always like to get your whys, and you just broke it down. He's accurate, and that's what it takes on this course.
Yeah, and also it's important that you're able to play on Bermuda. This is Bermuda grass. The grass that we have in the south and the southeast of our country is different than the grass they play out west. So a lot of times, grass can grow differently in different climates, right? And so the Bermuda grass grows much better in the east than it does out here in the west. So we have more Poa annua and other grasses. And so certain golfers play better on certain surfaces.
You are truly the Cliff Clavin of sports radio, Dibs. Bermuda grass. I learned something today. Wow.
Yeah, we're going to try to keep it moving here as we reach just about the end here of Liquidate All Assets. We're going to take Tommy Fleetwood plus 5,000 if you want a mid-priced kind of shot. He's another guy who has played very well. He's a Euro, but he's got the kind of game that suits this course. And the last one, I can't believe the price is this high. 66-1, Justin Rose, Goo. Justin Rose needs to play well in order to make it into the playoffs next weekend. So he's highly motivated.
I've heard his name, but he really hadn't he ain't got it done.
No, and you're getting 66-1 on Justin Rose, which is great. So if you take those same guys in top 10 odds, Webb Simpson's minus 125. So you got to lay a little chicken to get Webb in a top 10 finish. Let me find where Justin Rose plus 550. Wow. That's a pretty good price. Tommy Fleetwood plus 400. And those are for top 10 only.
I love it, Dibs. I'm putting them in, and it starts tomorrow. You wake up. Now, this will be kicked off by the time we wake up, or is that afternoon can start?
Oh, no, 6:50 a.m. is the first tee time. So you got to get these wagers in early. Got to get them in early.
Let's go, Dibs. We got a lot of good stuff out there. I always look back on it like winner, chicken dinner.
I love it, Goon. For your fantasy golf lineups, if you want to throw these guys in, I'm liking Sung Jae Im, the Korean, Van Rooyen, who won in Tahoe over the weekend, Harold Varner III, Dylan Fratelli, and Zach Johnson. Those are our daily fantasy plays as well. So do with all those picks as you will. Best of luck at the window. And Goo, normally I say see you tomorrow, but not going to happen.
Yeah, you got action. Enjoy yourself. And the people don't know, happy birthday. And we can't wait to have you back, my friend.
My brother, I'll see you on Monday.
All right. Have a good one.
Night, night.